Ooh. Sweet. Al, anything on your end that you need help with or want to share real quick with the group?
No, no. I guess with the holidays and the kind of ripping and running,
Hmm.
been a little slow. But I figure a lot of people gonna be home tomorrow, so I was gonna do some cold calling tomorrow. I had a lady that called me this morning. She was just getting out the hospital, and
What?
trying to talk her down. Yeah, man. And she called me on her way home from the hospital. About her property.
And she wants to sell.
Now she wants to sell. Yeah, yeah. She wants to sell now.
Hey,
So,
motivation doesn't have any time limit.
oh yeah, yeah. She's a little bit more motivated now because she got sick. And a lot of people, man, they want to go ahead and sell before they get sick, because they want to spend that money, or they don't want to tie it up in probate court, and their kids have to go through a lot to get a hold to it.
Hmm.
So they can go ahead and just liquidate that now and be able to split the money among the kids.
Yeah.
Because I've even talked to people who was in hospice. You know what I mean? I done
Wow.
sent a lady a contract that was in hospice. Just because she just wanted to get the land sold before the kids have to deal with it in probate.
Yeah. And then kind of leave them back something to start off with.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Because once it get tied up in probate, this, and this, you got to bring lawyers involved, and it gets stretched out for a long period of time.
Yep. I agree.
But you can show us something that we don't know
Say that
if we
one more
got
time.
time. You can show us something that we don't know. Maybe on Land Porter or whatever you got going on. Just show us something we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you got anything specific?
Um, I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. But how your program coming?
It's going great. So, are you talking about the youth services one, right? With the youth development with my nonprofit?
No, the one with the joint venture.
Oh, yes, that one. Okay, sorry. So,
And you can also tell us about the your nonprofit, because I've been hearing a lot about you going to meetings and a lot about all the money out there with the nonprofit organizations that you done found.
you funny, Al. Um, but no, so the JV portal that you're referring to, I did request for the developers to make some edits on it before like I officially roll it out. And then after the holidays, they should have that wrapped up, and then I'll feel comfortable rolling it out. Um, there was a couple of things, so it's two ways. So the portal is going to allow you to kind of like submit deals, and then you'll be able to kind of like see and get also notified whenever I update the status of the deal, and then they'll send you a notification automatically. And then you can also like chat through the portal as well too. So there's a couple things on the JV or the person submitting the deal side that I need them to fix before I roll it out. And then there's a couple things on my side that I will want to fix before I like officially start using it. Because on the back end, once you submit the deal, I'm able to kind of see like a Google map view of where the address is at. So I don't have to like go on Land Portal and check it and stuff like that. I get all of the information, and then I also see it pops up in the map view once I open up the deal that you submit in the portal. So hopefully that should be done by the holidays. And then the nonprofit stuff, I was actually in the process of like finalizing all of like the programs and stuff like that. And the whole purpose of the nonprofit is essentially to develop housing for youth or foster kids specifically. And these foster homes are going to serve as like mini campuses for like homeschool enrichment. So I want to build homes for foster kids and then also homeschool the foster kids that I provide housing for.
Are you
Um,
gonna put the homeschool program together yourself, or?
yep. So my wife, she actually homeschools our two oldest boys.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been homeschooling for like almost 3 years now.
And you found a lot of funding for that?
There is a ton of funding out there for this. But outside of all of the other um, monetary and tax benefits, like this is more so like a passion project of mine, in a couple different ways. One, from the age of like 13 to 17, 18, right before I aged out, I actually was living in like a group home type setting. Um, and then two, I think this is more so kind of like fulfillment work. Obviously with the land stuff and the stuff that I do with you guys, I really value like connection, contribution, and collaboration. Anything that has to do with creativity. And our housing program, the kids that we house, we're building a curriculum that is centered around not you guys are familiar with STEM, right? Like science, tech.
Right.
So instead of STEM, we're going to be teaching them STEAM. We're building a STEAM curriculum. And the STEAM curriculum is almost like a double entendre. So there's two ways that it could go. It could be science, technology, engineering, architecture, and mentorship, or it could be science, technology, entrepreneurship, art, and media. So all of the kids that we house in these like homes that we want to build will be being homeschooled around those curriculums.
Wow, that is truly amazing, Francisco. What
Mm.
you're giving back to the community so much that it's gonna change the kids for their lifetime.
Yeah, because generic group homes, especially when I was in it a couple years ago or 10, 12 years ago, whatever.
Weird stuff.
So what now?
Was your wife doing you said a couple years ago was your wife giving you a group home?
Oh, no, no,
Helping
no. When I lived in a group home a couple years ago,
uh-huh.
um, they did stuff for us, but they really did stuff for us like during holidays, right? And then like outside of that, you have like a house parent. They rotate shifts. They feed you 3 meals a day. They clothe you. But then other than that, it's nothing. You know what I mean? And then maybe during the summer, they probably had like a few people like take us places and stuff like that. But it was pretty much like staying in a regular house, but just with people that's rotating shifts. You know what I mean? Um, and it's still like that to this day. Where once you age out, depending on your case profile and stuff like that, they give you like a monthly stipend or they call it independent living. So up until age 23, you get like it's almost like an allowance that they give you. And then after 23 it stops. But they just give you money and be like, all right, have a good life. That's it. They don't like prepare you. They don't have any workforce readiness programs or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much like the solution that we want to provide. And they honestly don't have enough housing to house all of the kids in the foster care system. I don't know how it is about other states and things of that nature, but yeah, we really just want to like have different curriculums. And then that also gives us an opportunity to do kind of like community redevelopment and then have them actually engage and kind of like expose them to real estate. Because outside of that, they don't really, most programs are just set up 3 meals a day, take you to and from school, and that's really it, the bare minimum. So, yeah, that's everything on my end.
Well, Francisco, once you get up and running, I've been doing a collaboration with this company here in Atlanta, and we
Hmm.
making get some computers donated to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
My
because
brother would.
I'm getting back into the software industry. I kind of took a break for a while, so I'm
Hmm.
getting back in the software industry. So I'm kind of teaching a lot of kids now. What I got coming up in December and January, where I'm doing a lot of introductory coding classes for a lot of these. I can't say they're group homes, but they're like homeless shelters and stuff with the kids in them.
Hmm.
And this particular company is going to provide them computers.
Oh, that would actually be perfect because we were actually thinking to have like a coding section pardon me, our nonprofit.
Hmm.
And that's actually going to be great to incorporate into the programming. So if you have
Well,
any
let me
type of
know. I can help you develop that.
100%, yes. And I didn't even know you were in the software space, so that is very good to know.
Yeah, I'm finishing up my PhD right now. So that's
What?
something I'm kind of working on. Yeah, finish up my PhD in computer science. So I
That,
write a lot of papers. Well, my main thing is cloud technology. So I
mhm.
write a lot of papers that I got published so far.
That is amazing.
But I just got stressed out and I just took a break.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That
Yeah.
industry is definitely not for you. Gotta have a lot of mental bandwidth in that particular industry.
Oh yeah. Well, you spend a lot of time by yourself. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I just been having with all the laws changing now. I just been having a lot of people reach out to me. A lot of old colleagues want me to come on and work on projects with them and stuff like that now. Because now they can't hire the foreigners or anything. And I
Hmm.
got a whole group in India if you need some help on your program. I got a
Oh,
whole group in India that I could turn you on to as well.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And you did this independently or you did it with a company?
Which one?
The
Where I
software,
was working?
yeah, the software
Uh
engineering.
man, I've worked for Delta. I work for a couple of smaller startups and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm a Java. I specialize in Java now. But I done did React, JavaScript, all that, you know what I mean? Node.js, I was a full stack for a while.
you talking about money in nonprofit? There's money in everything you just mentioned just now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But sometimes, man, you just need a break. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You got deadlines coming. You know what I mean? You got people pressuring you. Sometimes you just kind of need a break. So it ain't really all about the money. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And my daughter, she's an ethical hacker. She even kind of took some time out, and now she's working in a warehouse doing configuration. You know what I mean? When the computers come in and they go out to different companies, and she's loving it. She's like, "Dad, it's stress free now." You know what I mean? So sometimes you just want to be a little stress free.
I definitely feel that 1,000%.
Yeah. I lived out in San Diego and I've worked out there for a while. And I lived in tech housing where it's like 14 or 15 of us in the same house and all we do is write code. When code just a part of your life and you just writing code, writing code, writing code. Sometimes even just washing cars is just a break.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did was I started pursuing my PhD. So then that way, when I got this year or two gap in, they can't ask me why I'm not working. Well, I'm writing papers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so right now, I just started my dissertation and everything on that. So I do a lot of writing right now. Just writing papers, publishing papers, talking to kids at the local universities and stuff like that. Trying to help them get a direction on where they're trying to go in the technology space.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to get with you out because that's one of like the biggest components of now. While I do know a lot about technology, I understand the concepts, but I've never wrote in a lick of code. I just understand what connects everything, APIs, webhooks, all of that. But all of the coding stuff,
Mhm.
not my thing at all.
Yeah, I've been writing pretty heavy lately. I've been up late nights. I've been writing about 6, 7 hours a day right now. Just kind
Uh,
of building my skill level back up. Because
yeah.
like I say, don't too many of us write Java. Java is something that the Indians write.
Hmm.
So you kind of want to be the best at what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. I appreciate you sharing that, Al.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Yes, sir. Sadia said, when you get sellers on the phone after they express interest, what questions you like to ask and what do you do? What do you consider a lead? Because I think you mentioned before, not everyone who wants to sell You makes an offer to. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Sadia. So one of the things that I do when a seller express interest on the phone is I like to lead with curiosity and asking them a few questions, right? Now, I don't necessarily have a specific line of questioning that I follow because I like to be, how do I say this? I like to essentially just go with whatever they give me and I feed off that. And whatever they give me is what I formulate my questions on. However, what I can tell you is some of the questions that I do ask just to find out a little bit more about their situation or the backstory is one, did they run into any challenges making, I'm sorry, did they run into any challenges trying to build on a property, right? Some people may ask it differently from the standpoint of like figuring out, well, did you ever try to build on the property? I like to take it a little deep further and just ask like, hey, have you ever run into any challenges building the property, things of that nature? Another line of questioning that I would ask them, depending on what they give me, is asking them like, okay, well, what was the backstory? How did you, what was the process of you buying it, and where are you at now? What have you tried to do to get rid of it? Is this your first time trying to sell it? Is it, have you tried going with the realtor? Have you tried entertaining other offers and stuff like that? I may ask them about the feedback. If they tell me anything along the lines of them saying, "Oh, I gotten other offers in the past before," I may ask them other questions of like, "Well, did they show you proof of funds? If they didn't show you proof of funds, what feedback have you gotten that, brought you this conclusion of the price that you're asking for?" I may ask them anything about like, hey, why didn't you pursue these other offers, and what are you looking for differently to say yes this time around, right? So you really just have to kind of take what they give you sometimes, and then I just do all question based for the time being. Another thing you can also do and ask them is just to kind of get a better picture of their background, is asking them if they have any other people that have a say so in the property getting sold or not. Um, and then that's typically it. Now, if they say something that I'm generally curious about, I'm gonna ask them about it, but I always try to lead with curiosity. And then figuring out what their determining factors are will also have you decide what questions to ask them as well too. Because to your last point, if they want to sell and their only motivation is money, that person, in my opinion, wouldn't be necessarily considered a lead. Anybody that I would consider a lead has a reasoning and some type of motivation to get the deal done outside of wanting money. They have to have a situation attached to getting rid of this property. And that's what I'm looking for. So hopefully that answers your question, Sadia. Sweet. Ricky, thank you for joining us, bro. We have a small group today, so we're really just going one by one to see if anyone has any questions or needs anything specific. Just real open Q&A. So you can put it in the chat or you can unmute yourself if you need anything.
Yeah, I actually have a builder right now that's interested in the property that I sent them, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
waiting on a seller. The seller sent her brother the contract, and he's going over it. And I called to see like, hey, what type of time frame? And she said, like she said, he probably just got off work, so she's waiting like for him to look over it and follow up. So
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna follow up like later on again and say, hey, did you get a chance to look at it? So I really just want to know, like, how could I, without like rushing her, but also let her know, like, a sense of urgency. She mentioned the holidays, busy time, things of that nature. So I'm just looking for, like, how can I nudge her a little bit and her brother, I was thinking, like, perhaps get his number, so that's where I'm at with it right now. But uh, the builder already said it's a goal. They want it. They gave us closing date, everything like that. So now we just waiting on the seller.
Gotcha. So one of the things that I would do in that instance is pretty much communicate in a way. This is how I put it. Hey, Mrs. Seller, I know you sent the contract over to your brother. I know we have the holidays coming up. What I really would like for us to do is if we can, get the paperwork finalized or get the agreement finalized, that way we can go ahead and have you at least at the top of the line when our title company is running their files and we don't run into any unexpected delays waiting on any paperwork to come back. So if you can, if you're open with working with your brother to see if we can, maybe put a little bit of urgency on, getting it finalized so that way we can place you at the top of the line and not at the back of the line, that'll greatly be appreciated. It's like a nice way that I would kind of spin it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, and sometimes that happens a lot too because it's like the longer they wait, I mean, realistically, the longer we take to close, you know what I mean? And then I think another version of that also, if you want to add this, is you want to ask her like, "Hey, I know we're waiting for your brother to finalize everything. We know that you've already got everything on your part. Are you okay with your brother holding the whole process up, or where are you with that?" And then just be quiet and let her say what she says after that when you ask her that question. And then that's whenever whatever answer that she gives you, most likely, hopefully, she'll say, "No, I'm not okay with that." Then you reel her in. We're like, "Well, this is what we need in order to kind of speed things along." And right now we're at a standstill. And I want to, if time is time a pressing thing for her, or she kind of like chill and just whenever it's ready, it's ready. Where is she with that?
So she was on my follow up list. So when I was going through my follow ups, it's like a month earlier. She said like maybe like in like 90 days, right? So I
Mhm.
just followed up, but I didn't. I followed up like, hey, we spoke a while back. You told me to reach out to you. So um, it's like on the time that she said she'll be ready. So I was just following up. I didn't like build like a lot of rapport. I
Hmm.
just was following up. So that's like where I'm at with it right now. And I will see like now when I talk to her again, I will see like, hey, what's the urgency? Is she serious? But I will make sure I mention like, what you said to try to speed things along.
Yes, sir. Uh, yeah, let me know how it goes, and yeah, put some fire under her butt and make sure that she gets that contract signed. Sweet. Anybody else got anything before we wrap up? I know we got a small group today, and the holidays is right around the corner, but real quick before we wrap up, everybody good? Perfect. All right, so we can go ahead and wrap up a little bit early. We'll be back same time, same place next week, which is it the 4th? Oh, the second. I'm sorry, the second. So we'll be back. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your holidays, spend time with family, eat some good food, and then also enjoy the rest of your week. All right, guys?
Thank you. Have a good Thanksgiving.
All right, you two guys. Talk later.
Yeah, have a
Bye.
good one.